Hey guys, welcome back to your tutorial. Today we're going to take you through Vinyasa. There's a few parts to the Vinyasa and it's such a nice explorative space. It's such an amazing space to build strength, such an amazing space to feel flow in your practice. So it's quite an essential link to your practice, and you do experience this quite a bit when we do practice a hot pot yoga flow class. So Ro will be assisting me, and we will take you through, let's say, 3 options, Ro? 3 options of Vinyasa. Okay, so we're going to start in a high plank position. Lifting our hips nice and high into our downwards facing dog. Okay. I'm going to start from a downwards facing dog to also go through rippling of the spine. If you guys are not familiar with it, you'll learn what that is now. If you are, then maybe I can give you some helpful tips how to get your roll, your ripple a little bit more smooth, a little bit deeper. Okay, so Ro's going to rise nice and high onto his toes. He's going to push his bum forward to round his lower back. He's going to keep rolling forward. Pull your rib cage into your body, bringing his shoulders over the wrists. As opposed to, let's go back into our down dog row. And all I want you to do is with a flat back, just push yourself forward into a high plank. Okay, so that it's an option. We're making this a tutorial video, so take from it what you can. If there's a lot of information, try some little part of it every time you practice. So if you can just show us that roll again, bringing your hips back up, rise high onto your toes, roll forward into your high plank, pull the belly in, nice, push the heels back behind you, nice strong plank. Variation 1, great option. I used to practice it and I still practice it a lot, is to place the knees down onto the mat immediately. Release the backs of the feet. Bring your shoulders a little bit forward over your wrists. Squeeze your bum forward. Bend your elbows, slide them down the sides of your rib cage. They sit squeeze. Get only your chin and your chest to the floor. Your belly will stay up. You can even push your bum up to the sky a bit. Slide yourself forward and through. Now you're flat on your belly, your head goes down to the ground. Okay? Pushing into your hands lightly, lifting your chest, peeling your chest away, lengthening the back of the neck. These elbows are still pulling in towards one another. Lowering yourself back down to the ground. Pushing yourself away from the mat, onto your knees. Curl your toes underneath at the back. Sit your bum back onto your heels. Bring your forehead down to the floor. The second option is slightly more challenging, and Ro's going to help me demo how that's going to look. So, from your high plank, what you want to do is roll forward onto your toes, same as leaning forward when you do it on your knees, because you want that shoulders to come over the wrist for the angle of the arm. We'll show you that in just a bit. He's going to bend his elbows halfway. They squeeze into his side rib cage and he's floating off the ground. Untuck your toes at the back. Push through the arms. Lift your chest up. His knees and hips are hovering off the floor. You can see hovering underneath here, off the ground. The shoulder blades are hugging each other, lifting through the crown of the head, taking the chin to the chest. Keep pushing back up into downwards facing dog. If you have a block or if you have a book, you can figure out pretty much the distance from the floor from your chest. Okay, so coming forward into a high plank. Remember to push your toes forward, push the heels so that you get the shoulders over the wrist. That's very, very important to not wear out the shoulder. Bending the elbows halfway to the block. So the block is upright. Untuck the toes. Push through the arms. Lift the chest up. Hovering the knees and the hips off the ground. So if you have a block, use that. Otherwise, Ro, if you can just go back into a downwards facing dog. One more time. Coming forward into a high plank. Bring the shoulders forward past the wrists. Bend the elbows halfway. You can see his hip and his elbow are pretty much in a line. Maybe his hip is a little bit higher than the elbow. That's how you can also check. Right, untuck, breathe in, chest up, And on the out breath, you want to take your chin to your chest and push your hips. Use your core muscles, lift your hips up into a downwards facing dog. The in-between option, you can just take 2 to 3 breaths here, just take a little bit of a break. The in-between option for this pose is to go all the way down to the ground. If you can control this movement, by all means practice this in-between option. Okay, moving back into your downwards facing dog. Roll forward into high plank, shoulders forward past the wrists. Start to bend your elbows, his body stays in a straight plank, lowering so that the whole body touches the ground at the same time on the floor. Untuck the toes. From here you can push into a cobra or an up dog. So if you're going to go cobra, your hips stay on the ground, or you can straighten and lift the hips. You will notice with an up dog the arms are straight. With a cobra, the arms stay bent. So up dog, the arms are straight. With a cobra, the elbows are bent and the hips are on the floor. Okay, meeting me back in your downwards facing dog. So again, common mistakes, same with when we're doing it on the knees, is row, come forward into your high plank. Bend your elbows, but start to slither down. Let the hips drop first, and then the belly. You see, there's not a lot of control. You can still see he's kind of using his muscles because he's used to working hard in class and he knows how to do that. But sometimes often you just see people worm down and there's just basically the arms blocking and not really any control or effort putting into this posture. Alright, row. Cool, I hope you found that was helpful. Yeah, thanks for working so hard for us. And we'll see you guys for the next tutorial. Thank you very much.